Go live. Okay. It's probably live by now. It might be live. I'm not sure. It just says going live. Should probably do things like timing it experiments to see at what point it's saying it's not live when it actually is. Let's check it out. Okay, now it's definitely live. Let's come over here. At controller by NazGhul. Star Wars 34. Copyright infringement. Disqualified. After a terrible flu, hundreds of loyal Imperial commanders were forced to stay to bed or worse, ejected in space. No more qualified than a stormtrooper has been promoted to the rank of midshipman and were given the honorable job of hatch controller, venting the thermal load by the single point of entry. Oh, look, it's the Death Star. I don't know, in that case, maybe it should have been like episode 3.5, 3 7/8, 4 minus 0.1. Do I have to press a button?
Don't touch anything. Let me see your file. Okay. Welcome aboard, Midshipman Jeffrey. I'm an Imperial droid program to help you. I know it's your first day on board. Don't worry, it'll be okay. Your task is pretty simple. You see the vent on the second monitor. This is the main thermal vent of our indestructible thermal generator. Keep it open. You'll be asked to close it for routine maintenance. You see the bluish light in the center right next to the central red panel under the wired comms. Yes, just beside the other one. If it's flashing red, close the vent by pressing the green button on your right. Right is the inverse of left. You know what it is, don't you? The left button activates the 2 secondary turrets for trench support, but as far as I know, they are quite clunky and need maintenance. You can override the power of the turrets by entering the code you were given in the office yesterday. Use the hacking panel to do that. On your left. Now give me a minute. I'll be back. We have a red code.
This is ridiculous. I love it.
We need you to fire those turrets right now. Enter the code. Blue, red, yellow, then fire.
Blue, red, yellow. Blue, red, yellow. And then this is fire, right?
Okay, it doesn't work. Try again. The new code is yellow, red, red, yellow. Okay, it doesn't work. Try again.
Oh.
The new code is red, blue, yellow, red.
There's no red. Okay. It was I don't remember now. Okay.
Okay, it doesn't work. Try again. The new code is green, red, green, red.
Green, red.
Something really wrong is happening. Fire the turret at will. Enemy breach alert. Close the vent. Close the vent now.
I did.
Code is yellow,
I did.
pink, marblish brown and white.
They're coming! Rebel scum! I closed the vent, didn't I? This is...
One job to do. So do I. We failed together. Program terminated. Thank you for trying.
was beautiful. That was excellent parody. Thank you for it. And I see you went for the remade explosion at the end there, which I've got to say, of all the things, that original Death Star explosion was kind of with like a little paper mache kind of tearing up. Anyway, so yes, this was wonderful. Good job. This is ridiculous. I love it. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Overall, great. Theme. Oh, of course, that was great. That was ridiculous. Single point of entry. That was. Oh man. Concept. I mean, since the concept is all, it's more of an art piece than a game exactly. I'll come back to that. Presentation, great. Story, oh, you know that's great. Concept. I mean, just personally, it's a great concept. As far as a game, if we want to call it an artistic satire using the game medium and subverting the game medium of challenge reward by presenting a challenge and reward, while of course we know from the onset, we know going in, if we've ever heard of I don't know, some guy named George Lucas or something, we know going in it's not a game you can win. So yeah, I'm lumping this into the parody concept. How in the world? That's ridiculous. As a jam entry, it's great. Okay, I don't, because it is not truly a game. I don't want to put it at the top though. I'm gonna knock it down some, and it's just going to be subjective at this point as to where I really want to put it. But it is going to get some pretty high marks. Not better. Not better. Not better. Not better. Not better. Not better. Now we're actually starting to get to where I'm like, have to think about it. And looking at it, we've got, okay, 2 greats and 2 okays. Let me see what the others had. Yeah, it's like 1 okay, 1 good, one okay, an okay and a good, and all that. Did I ever wind up? Okay. Yeah, Citadel Stormer. Citadel Stormer. How did I wind up putting Most Fish Shack above? Because the theme was so integral, maybe. But I'm not saying that because, okay, with the theme, it might be that with Citadel Stormer, it's that since I haven't even actually finished it, I don't really know, and I should probably really put this above Most Fish Shack because it clearly has like a beginning and an end and all that. I'm just doing a quick comparison here. Yeah, it's more, I'm going for the more in-depth on that one. Okay, so now back to Hatch Controller. Where would I put this? Is it above Most Fish Shack? I don't know, it definitely elicits a lot of response. A similar, I just interrupted myself because I'm remembering a portion of a certain video game that is incredible, and it does a similar thing of presenting game mechanics, but it is actually impossible to truly play. You're simply defending. What you're really doing is you're defending and letting the story happen, because otherwise everything is tragedy and death around you, and even more so if you actually try. Okay. So just thinking things through. So definitely, but overall, that's one element, and it is actually rather climactic, but still, that game has so much game element to it. Whereas this is, it has a little portion of game element to advance it. It does have a little bit of game element. As I imagine, you're not. I could be wrong. But I imagine it's not just you're simply on a timer, but rather there are a couple of things that kind of need to happen before before everything goes wrong in Hatch Controller. I'm guessing you do actually have to deal with the hatch sum and the button sum before it does, or it could just be on a timer and it's a trick. Either way, it does feel like you're trying to get somewhere with it. Blah bitty blah. Great Mac War definitely has a lot of going. Okay, Hatch Controller definitely starts at least here. I'm just thinking, like, once we get to here, we're in the... Yeah, like, these are good, and I should probably put it... Sorry, I've got this itchy nose. What in the world? Okay. The reason, once again, it can be all great, but these other things really are games. Moose Fish Shack even has replayability. Hatch Controller doesn't really have replayability, but it is an art piece that way. Is it better than Great Mech War? Great Mech War has so much replayability and in-depth on the customization. But, it's more game than theme fitting, whereas Hatch Controller wraps itself around the theme and holds on for dear life as it just goes flying through hyperspace. I think I might put it above that. Spielcom, I would say more work went into these other games than Hatch Controller, probably. But Hatch Controller, it would have been nice to have had a little bit more interactive stuff. Like, you might have seen I was trying to click things like the cup and other stuff. I wanted to have a little bit more interaction, a little bit more fun, goofy stuff that's going on, since it's obviously a comedy. I'm torn right about here. I'm going to say it's under Moe's Fish Shack. Which is kind of weird to think of Moe's Fish Shack as being over the Great Mech War because of how involved it was. But Great Mech War was difficult for me to go through. This is harder than I expected to place just Hatch Controller. We're right here at the end. Let me go ahead and play Just Another Night. I will mark this as between Moe's and Ninja. Somewhere in that range. I've got to figure out that area, and I might even shift things around in there. I just don't know. It's hard to place. But we're going to go ahead. Is there no afterward? Yeah. We're going to go ahead and do Just Another Night. It's the last one on the list. These are randomized on the player, so they're not in alphabetical or any other numerical thing. And as far as I know, everybody gets their own. Yeah, that's the point. Everybody gets their own randomized list, so that we don't play them all in the same order, and some games get biased by being always the first ones to get played or always the last. So again, good job, Alice. All right, going to stop the stream and be back in like 2 minutes.